Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn, and I'm going to start off with a little bit of foiling. So I'm using my Mink to foil because I have these beautiful effortless shimmer papers from Crafty Meraki. This is from the birthday party set. And if you've never seen these before, it's a pack of 6 by 8.5 inch panels, which is really fabulous because depending on the orientation of your card, you could actually get two of these for each A2 size card that you'd like. And they're great. They're toner printed, ready to go, and you can ink blend on these papers beautifully if you don't like the plain white background, so you can kind of spruce it up and have something different, which I'll show you in my card later. Now, if you saw my first look video, you might remember that I had a little bit of an oopsie. I did a hot peel on a foiling where I used the remnant piece of foil and foiled onto white toner sheets from Crafty Critta, and I didn't let it cool, so the toner was still warm and melty, and as I was peeling it, taking it out of the carrier sheet, it left some of the toner onto the plastic carrier. And I asked for tips for how to remove it, and as I was waiting for those comments to come in, I was trying different things out, and I just spritzed some alcohol because usually solvents will move toner from an laser jet printer. So I tried it and it worked, and a lot of folks left comments that using acetone is another trick. So thank you to everybody who left a comment and helped me out there. I was able to get it all cleaned off, but what comes with the Mink is only 6 by 6, and these effortless shimmer papers are 6 by 8.5. So in any case, I decided, well, it's kind of nice to have backup carrier sheets. So I went ahead and ordered on Amazon this set. It wasn't actually too expensive given what all came with it, because it was 2 full-size carrier sheets for the full-size Mink, 12 by 12, and a single one for the mini Mink, but it's longer than what comes in the box when you buy your Mink. It's actually 6 by 12. Actually, it's a little bit larger than that. I think it's 6 1/4 or something like that by maybe 12 1/4. And so it's really fabulous considering I don't have the large Mink. I do have 2 full-size carrier sheets, and if I needed replacements or I just wanted to prep a lot to foil, I can actually do that and cut those down to use in my mini Mink. So if you don't have toner sheets, this is what I tried to do instead. So I've got double-sided adhesive sheets that I just cut down and adhered to my just some plain white cardstock, and then I stuck the remnant foil on top, and then I'm gonna just peel this up. And it's a little bit tough to do because it is also, there's areas where you did your first foiling, there's adhesive exposed there. But if you're careful and you take your time and you pull, you're gonna see some resistance, but you will be able to pull this off, and the adhesive will, depending on how sticky your adhesive is, it might come up onto or with the carrier sheet, and so you won't have any sticky residue left over. If you have some sticky residue left over, what I did was I just poured some gilding flakes onto one of my panels, and it was a silver that went with the silver foil I was using, so it worked out pretty well. So I thought that was cool. I just wanted to see if it would work, but that wasn't what I was planning on using for my project today, which is going to be a tag. So here I've already cut a foiled panel using the Crafty Meraki. This is a Christmas slimline tag die, And I love that it has sort of the rounded corners on just two of the corners. It just gives it a nice different look. And as I mentioned before, if you don't like the plain white background, you can ink blend over this very easily. And you can see that it really makes the silver pop now, where silver against white is a lot more subtle. But there's a lot more contrast now that I've inked this up. And that silver foil resisted the ink beautifully. And so I love this because it kind of gives you the option of customizing the panel to whatever color you'd like. And if you wanted, you could do a nice ombre, you could do different techniques, sprays and whatnot. It's really fabulous. Now, the only thing you wouldn't want to use is something that's permanent, because that will actually kind of stain your foil. But otherwise, water-based mediums will work just fine. So I also have already colored up some of these cute kiddos from the Happy New Year stamp set. And what I did when I stamped this out was I made sure to stamp them out fairly far apart from one another, because I knew that I wanted to do something like this where I would use a die to cut them out. And because this is a mini slimline tag, there's a lot of room to incorporate several of these kiddos. And you can see on the stamp sheet, look at how many images you get. And you have all these fun little icons and graphics to build up a scene, to create backgrounds with. I think that would be really cool with all of those little images as well. And I cut a second layer of my tag just to sturdy that up a little bit, and because the back was really messy. And so here's the configuration that I want for my kiddos. They're gonna overlap a little bit, and I knew that the top and the bottom circles would be cut off. So that's why I intentionally positioned my circle die when I was cutting out the stamped image. I intentionally placed it so that the kiddo was not centered in the circle, because otherwise they would be cut off a little bit, and I didn't want that. I like the look of the circle being cut off, but I don't really want the image to be cut off. So I positioned the circle so that the image would be still visible in full, even though I intend on trimming off a bit from the side. And using the same ink that I used to ink blend with, I just made up some of my own colored cardstock so that it's a perfect match. And I cut a larger circle so that I can mat these little images. That way I felt like they were getting a little bit lost on the tag without having a nice, well-defined border around them. And so I think this helps to make it a little bit more visible, well-defined. And what I'm gonna do is I really want to avoid having any of the kiddos overlapping each other. And so what I decided to do is push the top and the bottom circles even further towards the extremes. And that meant having to actually trim them a little bit at that curved edge. The other thing that I did not think to do at the moment was I could have used the same die that I used to cut the tag and then cut these circles with them, because then I would have, the tag has some really nice stitch border detailing, and if I'd done that, then I would have that same stitch border detailing around those circular elements, and then it would be a perfect fit around those curved corners as well. So just food for thought, if you wanted to do something similar to this, it would definitely look more seamless if you use the same die to cut those circles. I think next time I do this, I'll definitely have to remember to do that. And then it really feels like those were part of the tag as opposed to a layer on top. But this middle gal here, I'm going to pop her up on some low profile foam so that she is a little bit raised. And then I'm going to use some 3D glue gel to add my sentiment. The sentiment is actually from a Crafty Meraki Better Press plate. They are Press-tacular plates in the Crafty Meraki product line, and it's really fabulous. It's called the Gilded Holiday Expressions Press-tacular plate, and in a single plate you get tons of sentiments for the holidays, including a Happy New Year's sentiment. And I do love that it's a single plate that gets you all of the sentiments, and then there's a coordinating single die that cuts them all out at the same time. So one pass through to press out your sentiments, and then one pass through to die cut them all, and you've got a boatload of sentiments in your stash ready to go. I'm going to finish up this card with some bling. These are matte silver opal gems by Crafty Meraki as well. And here's a final look at my tag. In the photos, you'll also find I did add a ribbon to this tag, and it's kind of long, so I actually might use this as a fun bookmark as opposed to a tag, just because I think it's perfect for a book. So thanks for checking out my video today. I'm going to leave links to everything in the description box below. Thanks so much, and until next time, happy crafting and have a fabulous day. Bye.